I am sitting next to Victoria Duke, and we are in the Academy of Glam. And Victoria Duke is a celebrity makeup artist, the guru of glam.
So
Tell everybody, tell everybody what the name of your beauty line is, your makeup.
So my makeup line is Victoria Duke Beauty, and we have a school called Academy of Glam where people come from all over the world to be master makeup artists. And then our makeup line is what we use in our clients, in our studio. I have my team called the Wow Factor, and we go out and create a little wow wherever we go.
So this is your passion.
It is my passion. It is my passion. Every aspect of this is my passion, and it was my dream and my vision to create a place like this. You know, I'm always, every day I walk in, I'm always really moved that it's my vision has, you know, come to fruition. It's about, I think my vision was always, even as a little girl, about transforming people from the inside out, and the Academy of Glam and Victoria Duke Beauty allows me to really truly make an impact on making women feel beautiful and look beautiful. It goes hand in hand.
Where did this start for you in your life? Because, you know, people always have these ideas, oh, I should create this, I should create a makeup line, or even go to school for makeup in some way and learn, but then they don't do it. So I'm curious to see how that transpired for you.
Well, initially, I mean, it was always my calling, even as a little girl, to take people and, you know, Barbie dolls and, you know, and always change their hair and, you know, and just make them feel renewed. And so I continued to do that. I mean, it was fun. It was a labor of love. You know, I did it through college. I was the one who did everyone's makeup for prom in high school. And it was something that I was passionate about. I think when you're passionate about something, it's never like you're working. So I believed, you know, even as a young girl, that from every cosmetic department I worked at, or whatever aspect of this job of beauty where it took me, that I felt like there was nothing worse than being ordinary. And I wanted to always stand out and give 150%. And I did, and I got different opportunities. I got an education in makeup artistry. I studied in Paris. My parents owned they owned art galleries. So my sister and I were getting bored by the time we were about 17, and we were like, could we stay home and have good parties? You know, they were like, no. So they put us in makeup school, which is great. It really, I think knowledge is power, and that really changed my life in many ways to have that opportunity. And so that way, as a makeup artist, as a working makeup artist, I felt like it wasn't just the warmth of my, you know, the warmth of my hands and my soul could change people, along with, you know, the colors, the vibrant colors and textures, and teaching them and giving them power. So that, as a makeup artist, was what moved me. I think I approached it differently than a lot of other makeup artists, because I saw people's soul, I saw their magic, and I knew and learned that I had to find my magic first before I could find other women's. And it made an impact on my clients. I started connecting with my clients in ways that maybe other artists didn't. And truly, you know, that was probably my greatest success, was at connecting with women. So once I got to a point where, you know, as a makeup artist, I was able to give back and create my school. And that is a labor of love for me. That is where I can see people that walk in and they have just a glimmer of, you know, a vision in their eye of what they want to be, and I'm able to help be a part of that journey and navigate their course. And so I'm living my dream, you know, and that's what it's about.
How does somebody go from that passion to actually designing, you know, their own line, like physically? How does that happen?
Well, that was probably the hardest part of it, because, you know, I had to find the resources to design my own line, and that, you know, that was something that had to be, I felt like it was a noble pursuit. I used to believe that the pursuit of beauty, I was thinking, is this frivolous? You know, like trying to make makeup and teach people, and is it a frivolous lifelong pursuit? And I watched, you know, by helping women in hospitals, and I watched that even the sickest and darkest, you know, situations, people, little lip gloss, you know, it gave them dignity, you know. So I really, really, really felt like if I could create products that not only performed, but also gave a message of, you know, inspiration to people, to help them find, you know, the true meaning of beauty, which is on the inside. We have to be comfortable in our skin, you know. And so it was so important to me, but the hard part was finding the resources to find the products and things that I would really use in my box on my celebrity clients, that I could feel comfortable telling women, you know, to use it and it would work. So, and it had to be a price point that could be affordable. So I think it was persistence. I really believed I could. And I did. I mean, it's the age-old adage. It took me 6 years to design my own makeup line. It took me 6 years to add different products to my line to be able to afford, to slowly do it. But I think that that's what is important for women is, they have a vision and a goal, but they feel like if it doesn't happen right away, they set it aside. And it's the perseverance, that really is important in any of our visions.
Who are some of your celebrity clients?
Well, we just crowned our new Miss USA, Miss Universe. Our team in general works with all kinds of clients, including Jennifer Lopez and the Housewives and Kimora Lee Simmons. We have so many. We have over 111 celebrity clients. And just 2 years ago, I got involved in the beauty queen movement. And I was really, to me, it was really kind of a mystery, like, what is going on, with that? And I wanted to, but I met people who were competing, and I thought, man, these are girls that not only have to really look and feel good about themselves, but they have to be able to walk and talk and do community service and have a message, This was training for women who were really kick butt women,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I think everyone's looking at this differently, So my goal is kind of to take that mask off of beauty queens. I really changed the face in the last couple of years of beauty queen makeup. I made it natural, made it the girl next door, but the most vibrant, radiant version of themselves, the best version of themselves. And with that, working with my clients, the word spread, our beliefs, and you can see the standards in beauty pageants have changed. And for instance, my client, Deshauna Barber, who is in the Army, wasn't a millionaire, didn't live a privileged life, we worried, a couple of weeks before she goes that she had all the things she needed and how she was going to do it. But again, she believed, she had vision, and it really has changed the face of beauty pageants that a woman like that won. And I'm happy to say that I have every major beauty queen is my client, not the day they became it, but the road up to it, so to me, that's, a whole nother aspect of celebrities that I do, but it's the women, every day that make a difference and an impact. To me, those are the real stars of the show.
So are you saying that Victoria Duke is responsible for J-Lo's glow?
Certainly, J-Lo was just wearing my lip gloss a couple of weeks ago, so it's, in fact, I work with J-Lo's right-hand man, Scott Barnes. He'll be here with us next week. He's on our team, and he actually created the J-Lo glow. The J-Lo glow, and we're going to learn a little bit about it later on today, but
is that an actual name?
It is an actual name. And I always say to people, I want you to look J-Lo-y, glowy. They're like, I think I've made that a word now. but it really is about a radiance, and it's about not masking. It's about glowing, and that is a part of everything that I do and every makeup that I do.
Victoria, something really special about you is people always have excuses about why they're not acting and making things happen in their lives, and you had a lot that you traveled through. Can you share some of that with us so listeners can really understand?
Yes. Well, and I try, and that's the message I try to tell women every day. I have been through every obstacle, really, truly, a woman can go through. And through the process, I was a makeup artist, married to my, to the captain of the football team, and it was the American dream. And, and one day our lives changed quite a bit when I gave birth to a very severely handicapped child. And I knew that my goal in my life was to make him the best version of himself. I felt honored that I was a part of his journey. Not to say that it was easy, not to say that it is easy today. He's 20, he'll be 21, August 1st, as a matter of fact. But I have learned more from him than I could ever have taught him. And really, truly, is such a blessing in my life. But it is an obstacle. I know it was an obstacle the day I found myself a single mother of a severely handicapped child and a teenage daughter, and I don't know which one was worse. But I refuse to give in. It's really always about the way we view the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have viewed the story, which would have been really dark and desperate, but I thought that's not cute. If it isn't cute, put it on mute. Let's take the story and make it, a beautiful, happy, exciting ending. But I knew the only one who can control that was me.
Because you didn't have your parents here.
I did. I lost both of my parents through the process. So now, and my mother was my best friend, so I lost her. My husband, left. I lost my father shortly thereafter. My sister, who had just been married a few years, lost her husband, and and that's it. That was the whole family, and so I found myself trying to every day wake up and just stay in the light. It was, I didn't have a ton of money. I mean, it was not, there was people, always think that people who, I always say glamour is not about opulence and wealth. It's a way of living. It's a way of living beautifully, whatever your circumstances. But I always had what I call an internal GPS system. So I knew where I wanted to go, just like an internal GPS. And I just kept trying to move closer, move forward, take a few steps. Don't let it take you down, And sometimes the road, there's a little diversion on the road, but you got to get back on it, And really that has to start with really believing in yourself. And the I always say that it takes power and purpose really to make things happen. But the day a woman becomes powerful is the day she believes she is. So that's the first thing I try and do to my customers and my clients, my students, help them understand that they have the power all along.
When you were going through all of these struggles and you were a makeup artist, I just got so overwhelmed with feeling like emotion when you were just talking about all that, because I can't help but connect that back to your ability to emotionally connect with your clients. And I just wonder if your ability to connect with them on that emotional level and see them so deeply comes from all of what you have struggled through.
Yeah, I think that, people always think that when maybe something happens that, that it's a horrible thing and it will only affect their life negatively. But I think it made me a better and a stronger woman. And it made me feel empathy and compassion for people. And that's really important because compassion changes your whole perspective. And I remember in the darkest night when I'm taking my handicapped child there's a place where we would take the children for services, and I'm looking around, and instead of thinking about, I don't know how I'm going to pay the electric bill, he needs this therapy, he needs these shoes, I look and I thought, I'm going to do an event for these women. I know everybody has to feel like me, let's do something. Let's get people involved to pamper them, to give them some respite. I always saw the different side of things, and I believe that's a blessing, that I have that ability. And, I come from a big Greek family and it's there's a lot of passion involved, passion for life and really appreciation for what we do have, And when I opened Academy of Glam, I didn't have anything. Took whatever little savings I had, my retirement, in fact, and I believed that I could open a school for makeup artists. And I believed in a whole different concept than anybody else in the world was doing. And so with $15,000 or whatever I had, this was an old aquarium store, I sat there, with my friends, and we painted the walls and laid down these floors. Okay, I didn't lay down the floors, but we got someone's boyfriend to do. But we did every single thing that you see in here. I did it with blood, sweat, and tears. And I said, I'm going to build it, and they'll come. So imagine opening a school, paying a rent, but not having one client. I had to believe that I would, and I did. I had 7 people in my class, and to me that was a miracle. But now we have 9 classes a year that are completely sold out. We really don't advertise except on our website. We were named the best place in the country to study makeup artistry, and it's been 6 years, and that's how it started. I had nothing, but I believed, and I had power.
There's power in belief.
Yes.
So what do you think you learned about yourself through all of that?
Well, I learned a lot of things about myself in that process, and I often think about it, and I'm grateful for it. And one of the things, that I learned, we always have a sense of ourself, as maybe younger or a victim or, and I do not have the ability to see myself like that, which is great. I thought it. It is a job to control the power of your thoughts, But people put so much energy into other things, but they don't realize you got to get it right inside first. We can't control people. We can't control boyfriends. We can't control all that, but we can control this. We can control and work on the power of our thoughts. And that makes all the difference, really, truly. The power of your thoughts, I believe, really has the largest impact on the outcome of your life. However you choose to look at something, people, I remember when I got divorced and I had been married for 24 years, so it wasn't like, a crush. And people said, oh my God, I know, you've got to be devastated, you've got to be, and I said to them, well, at least I get to kiss other boys now. I had to find something. You have to find the magic, and if you don't look for it, you'll never find it. If you don't see the light, in anything. And I did get to kiss other boys.
And then you married one who I
married
just met.
Cute one. Now, was he not cute?
He's cute.
See,
and sweet.
Really sweet. Really
Super
sweet. And that was about, he was my best friend. And it's funny, I truly believe in vision boards. And my vision board, I remember I was coming back from speaking to a woman's group. And I get in my car and I'm driving home to my husband. And I'm realizing that the feelings that I have of maybe anything but delight at this point, in any point in any relationship, did not coincide with what I'm preaching, So I said, I'm going to make a vision board. And so I said, I want to be married to my best friend. I want to wake up and I want to be so happy to talk to this person. I want just nice and kind and peaceful. You know what I mean? And a couple of weeks later, my marriage crumbled. And I thought, well, that vision board didn't work, And what I didn't realize is it was working because it put, sometimes you got to get the wrong things out of the way to get the right things in the way. And I take nothing away from my other relationship. I think sometimes relationships are meant to end. You teach each other everything. We started really young. You teach each other everything that you possibly can. And what a beautiful opportunity to start fresh if needed. I mean, I think we have to stop looking at things in our lives as dark and punishing, and it's at being victims. I believe that some people have it easier. I believe that some people have to work harder. But I've seen the people who wake up with in a gilded cage and everything seems great, and they're not always happy.
Right. Yep.
It's always an inside job.
So, what final advice do you have for my audience about pursuing a passion?
I think that, it goes to, I love your theory, is that you have to, number one, find your purpose. You have to really, truly, and not just, I always say to people when they're doing vision boards, and I tell them, what is your dream or what is your vision? And they always tell me what they want. And I said, that's not the answer. It's what you want to feel, right? So people say, I want to be a successful makeup, I want to fly to Munich. And now, does that feel good to you? Or does it feel good that you can raise your kids, in your circumstance, and on Saturdays do a wedding and make enough money? You've got to get to the reality of what you really want to feel, your purpose, what fits in your life. So that, is one thing. And then once you do that, you have to believe it, and you have to have the perseverance to keep on moving forward in the direction of your dreams. That's the truth. I mean, there's no other easy way around it. I believe that in our lives we have different roles. We're a single mom, we're a young girl, we're a woman saying goodbye to our kids to college. We have so many roles in our life, and just like in movies, we can change the role. If you're not the star of the show, you got to change the role. That's for sure. And you have to really. I think sometimes women I see all the time get lost in, but I have this, but this happens, but that happens. So I said, let's rewrite the script, because you are living a script that's not working. Let's rewrite it. And oftentimes when we rewrite the script and the character, we got to change the makeup and clothes a little bit. I'm there for that too. And it's simple little changes that women can do. And that's the thing that change the way they feel about themselves. It's the ritual beauty we lose sight of. And I also think that we're so busy controlling and nurturing and doing what we'd love to do for ourselves, for other people, that we lose sight of it. Again, it starts here. And that's why I want women to have a real strong sense of self. Get to know yourself. It's the most important love affair you'll ever have. I talked to a woman when she says, I'm going to leave my husband if he doesn't get into me. I said, are you into you? And she thought, no. I said, well, let's put him on a shelf for a few minutes. You get into you. And then what happens? You fall in love with yourself. So but we deflect constantly as women. So it has to start inside. You have to follow your passion. Your passion has to be something that you want to feel, you want to live, to be a part of who you are.
I speak this language.
Yes.
I totally agree. Where can people look you up online?
Well, people can find us, if it's your dream to be a makeup artist. And I have women that come that are doctors, presidents of banks, and say, the truth is, I've always wanted to do this. And they succeeded at it. They come, they take the classes. That's at academyofglam.com. That's my school for makeup artistry, where we blend and incorporate. Truly, I feel like women have to become a tapestry of each other. So we do life coaching through every process. The truth is that these people learn to transform people, but the transformation starts with them. I always say I'm not really just creating makeup artists, it's a beauty movement. If I can make these people feel passionate and beautiful, they can help other women feel the same way. And then, of course, for my own line of makeup, it's victoriadickbeauty.com. And all of our products come with inspiring messages. I feel like it's not enough to put lip gloss on. The lip gloss, number one, has to taste good, so you can flavor your own. Mm-hmm. We have a flavor bar that we create for you, and then you're going to get one of those tonight. Yay! And we're going to teach you how to contour. And
that's a whole other story.
A whole other story. And all of our products come with a message to inspire you and a magic wand to remind you always of the power all along, and you are enough.
I love that. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate. We try to relate. This is for break.